Hey everyone, it's Celeste and welcome to my booktube channel. Today I want to film my Contemporary-a-Thon wrap-up. It ended Sunday at midnight and I participated. I had a TBR, so if you haven't watched it, look in my videos. I think it was one of the last videos I made. Anyway, so I did pretty well. I read 3 books, which I only had 4 on my TBR, but I didn't end up reading all of those books. Like I changed books to one of the books, and I'll talk about that in just a minute. It sounds confusing. So the first book that I read for the Contemporary-a-Thon was The Bear by Claire Cameron. And this book fulfilled my goal of the challenge to read a book with orange on the cover, because it's got like a lot of this burnt orange color all over it and kind of in the title. It also is kind of spooky. It was kind of a thriller, like what's going to happen with these children in this book. And it was has my initials on it in the author's name, and there's a C in Cameron and an M in Cameron, and there's also a C in Claire. And it was a new to me author because I'd never read anything from Claire Cameron before. So a little bit about this book. It's about this family who goes on a camping trip, and they're in Canada, and they you don't have a whole lot of background. It just starts at the camping trip, and a bear shows up and mauls the parents. Like, that's not a spoiler, that's actually on the back of the book. And the rest of the book is about the children that are left behind and them surviving the attack, or how they dealt with being in the woods by themselves. Didn't enjoy it as much as I had hoped I would. I didn't realize this, but it was written from the perspective of a 5-year-old. And so it's sort of like reading modernism. Like, it kind of has a stream of consciousness type narration to it, and you had to like wait for little crumbs of interesting things. Like, there's interesting things about the parents' marriage that you could pick up and intuit from what the kid was saying, but you had to read so much like stuff about Barbies and whatever to get to it, that it was just a little frustrating. So I finished it. It was pretty good, but the narration kind of ruined it for me. So there's that. Definitely, I don't remember how many stars. I think I gave it 3 stars. Like, it was okay. It wasn't great. The next thing that I read was Snot Girl Volume 2 by Brian Lee O'Malley and Leslie Hung. It fulfilled reading a book with orange on the cover, because there's orange here and there's a lot of orange on the back. So this one also has orange on the cover. It also has, it's also a non-traditional format because it is a volume of, comics, so it's graphic novel. I don't know if I would say that it has a lot of diversity. There is some like bisexual exploration going on in it, but it's not like in your face. It's not. It deals with the main character, so maybe we could say this is diverse. I don't know. You guys tell me in the comments whether you think it's diverse or not. I didn't necessarily think of that until I read it, and then I was like, oh yeah, well, it could be diverse. So there are some diverse characters in this. So it was pretty good. I would say I should have read Volume 1 again before reading Volume 2, because Volume 2 refers back to a lot of things that happened in Volume 1. There was a cliffhanger, and I had forgotten it had been so long, so I think I would have enjoyed it more if I had read Volume 1 again. But it deals with the main character, and she's right here on the cover. Her name is Lottie Person, and she's a fashion blogger, and on Instagram, and it's just about her life and her relationships, and she's involved in some things, and she doesn't quite even know what's going on. So it's really a fun thing. It's got romance in it too, so it's a little bit, interesting like that. And then the last thing that I read was an audiobook, To Be Honest by Maggie Ann Martin, and it's just a contemporary young adult romance. It served as a non-traditional format, and it was also a new to me author. the challenge that I didn't get to, it was, I don't know that I could say that I read a diverse contemporary, but maybe we could say that. And I didn't have a 5-star. I didn't get to my 5-star prediction. But anyway, going back to Be Honest, it is about a plus-size girl, high school senior, and she's dealing with the effects of having a mother who went on one of those weight loss reality shows, and she has to deal with the pressures of being in a relationship with her mother and dealing with, you know, pressures and family things, and then she also has romance drama. So it was just a feel-good, fun. I really enjoyed it. It was good. And so those were the 3 things that I read. So I feel pretty good about Contemporary-a-Thon. I'm looking forward to participating in another round. So good job with that. I really enjoyed the challenges. They had me reading things on my TBR that I hadn't gotten to and that I wasn't sure when I would get to. So anyway, if you participate in Contemporary-a-Thon, let me know so I can see your wrap-up videos. And I'll talk to you guys again. Thanks. Bye.